Yeah, I think we are live. Let's wait for people to join in.
Yes.
Guys, you can post your comments, question on the chat box.
बहुत ही informal
Hi.
session है आज. जो भी पूछना है पूछे यार.
Yes.
We are in a mood to talk.
Yes. Hi, Dipen. How are you? How is your preparations going on, guys? How are you preparing? Only around, I guess, 2 months remaining for CET, right? It's in June and so around 2 months, 2.5 months. What is your plan? Do you need any help in your plans? You can ask that as well. If you're lacking motivation, because a lot of people are, they're coming to me and saying कि motivation kam hai, kuch motivation do. So if you have any such queries, you can please ask. Pratham, hi. How to improve speed in quants? Okay. So, Anay, would you like to go or should I start?
Quants is you yaar. Yours is quant.
Yeah.
Bindas.
Cool. So Pratham, for quants, what I suggest to people who are weaker in quants is that I'll also give you my personal example in quants, so it will make quite a few sense of what I'm saying exactly. So देखो quants में मैंने 30 to 35 minutes का limit दिया था for myself during my preparation, my attempt. So why 30 to 35 minutes? There are few reasons for it. So pehle in my first few attempts, so since I'm an engineer, I used to give a lot of time to quants. So around 50 minutes या 45 to 50 minutes. Because होता ये था कि quants का first question से मैं solve करना start करता था. तो by the 10th question, normally I used to spend around 20 to 25 minutes by the 10th question. And उसके बाद में 40 questions और बचे हैं. तो वो quickly उसमें skip और difficult question छोड़ के करते करते I used to take around 45 minutes. So what I realized over is कि ये वाले section को मैं कुछ ज़्यादा ही time दे रहा हूँ. Apart from that, you have to think it in a different perspective also. So since CET is a 200 question का paper, उसमें अगर LR, abstract and verbal का syllabus if you collate and combine 4-5 पेज से ज़्यादा बनेगा नहीं है. Whereas quants का syllabus is more than 1000 pages अरुण शर्मा का book. So you have to make sure कि कौन सा सेक्शन को कितना इंपॉर्टेंस देना है and कितना प्रैक्टिस डालना है. So depending upon that, मैंने अपने कौन सा स्ट्रैटेजी बनाया था. So a simple strategy is that if I am giving 30 or 35 minutes, that is the max which I can attempt in quants. Like quants का अगर आप मुझे 50 क्वेश्चन का दोगे तो as I've given 100 plus marks, तो मुझे पता है कि मैं 30 to 35 के ऊपर कभी अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर पा रहा था. एंड क्योंकि मेरे पास वन थिंग टाइम नहीं रहता था, दूसरा थिंग the questions in quants are difficult, but at the same time LR में कुछ easy questions है जो मेरे छूट जाते थे. So I used to give more time to different sections where the questions are easier rather than quants. So that is why my time in quants was 30 to 35 minutes. Now coming to how you improve your speed in quants is that first rough work analysis is the most important thing. So जब आप 30 to 35 questions attempt करते हो तो आपको देखना है हर question आपने कैसे attempt किया. Like while in the exam mode, तुमने क्वांट का फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखा और रफ शीट में क्या लिखा एंड उसके बाद वो पूरा जितना भी सॉल्व किया उसके बाद में उसमें कितना रिलेवेंट था और कितना रिडंडेंट था. तो रिडंडेंट पार्ट को यू कट ऑफ, यू मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट. सो अगर आपको 4 रफ पेजेस लगते हैं फॉर 50 क्वेश्चन ऑफ क्वांट्स, तो उसमें देखोगे कितना टाइम आपने गलत क्वेश्चन पे स्पेंड किया, कितना टाइम करेक्ट क्वेश्चन पे स्पेंड किया, और करेक्ट क्वेश्चन पे फॉर एग्जांपल 2 मिनट स्पेंड किया. तो उसमें जितना भी लिखा है रफ शीट में उसमें कितने लाइंस इंपॉर्टेंट है या मतलब आपको लिखने की जरूरत है और कितना आप ओरली कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. बाय डूइंग दिस यू कैन कट ऑफ द एरियाज वेयर यू आर रिडंडेंटली राइटिंग एंड सॉल्विंग. मतलब छोटे छोटे इक्वेशंस को भी हम सॉल्व करते रहते हैं, वो आप मन में सॉल्व करना सीख जाओगे. And this is how you improve your speed gradually. Apart from that, while you do this analysis, इसमें एक और चीज realize होगा कि silly mistakes बहुत सारे होते हैं. Like lot of people come and say कि silly mistakes होता है. Silly mistakes होता है because we lose track of it while solving some questions. So when you have a limit of 30 to 35 minutes, you are in a mode कि हाँ मुझे quickly 30 to 35 questions solve करना है. तो you won't stress your time in questions which would take a longer time. Just to give you an example, अगर 10 क्वेश्चन है 50 क्वेश्चन में क्वांट्स के जिसको 3 मिनट्स लगता है टू सॉल्व, And if you solve these 10 questions, you are taking around 30 minutes for these questions. Ideally, you should leave these 10 questions forever. मतलब इसको करने की जरूरत नहीं, because they are taking around 3 minutes, and you won't get the return on marks का return भी उसमें आएगा नहीं उतना. So ideally, you should leave those questions. So how will you figure out कि ये 10 questions कौन से हैं? By doing the rough work analysis, you will realize कि हाँ, इस question ये easy था, I solved it, but it took 2 to 3 minutes. So I shouldn't take 2 to 3 minutes for that. And there are some shortcuts as well to solve those. For that, we have our course जिसमें आपको shortcuts वगैरह जो भी questions के shortcuts available है वो मिल जाएगा. So go for our course if you are interested in that. That is also one way to improve your speed in quants. And one last thing, I think it is going to be a monologue, but one last thing. So in my CET attempt this year, this year's attempt, I gave around 60 minutes for LR. And after the 60th mark, I had one puzzle left. So had I attempted that puzzle, I would have taken 10 minutes more. And my quant section was the last section. So quant section में I had around 30 minutes left in my hand. तो अगर वो last के 30 minutes में quants में नहीं देता, और वो जो extra 10 minutes है LR के 60 के बाद में, अगर वो extra 10 minutes देके मैं puzzle solve कर देता, तो quants में मेरे पास सिर्फ 20 मिनट बचते, और 20 minutes में मैं quants बिल्कुल भी attempt नहीं कर पाता. So ideally, what I'm trying to say is stick to a time limit. आप कितना time limit दे सकते हो, and depending upon that, you increase your score. आपको जरूरी नहीं है everyone कि you have to score 40 plus in quants and only then you are strong in quants. If you score 28, 29 or 30 plus in 35 minutes at max, then you're very good at quants. So look at it in this way, and this is how you can improve your speed.
That's quite a comprehensive answer. Nothing really to add there. Just hi Vidhan, Shweta and Vineet. Nice to see you here. These three are our batchmates in JB. It's just,
Yeah.
if you guys have answers for the same questions, please go for it. Vineet will probably ask better questions. So if you have suggested the questions, Vineet, you can go for that also. But yeah.
Yeah, so Steve Austin saying scoring around 95 percentile in every mock, no weak section as such. What should I be doing at all? So don't focus on the percentile. See, so what I'd suggest is you can target a rank. So targeting a rank of top 10 or top 5 in every mock should be a target. See, so percentile wouldn't matter, because if only 100 people are giving, 95 percentile would mean you're the 5th or 6th ranker, right? So that doesn't count. मतलब कितने लोग mock दे रहे हो हमको पता नहीं है. So focus on rank right now, and that would be a good thing. And apart from this, if you are part of the top percentile, then definitely we have this peer learning thing going on. So there are a couple of students who are scoring really good in mocks. We have students who are ranking first in time and IMSS sim CETs and AIM CETs. So what I'm trying to basically say is connect with those people and compare your score with them. So for example, if you're, as you're mentioning that you have no weaker section, but once you connect with these people, you'll realize that you have a weaker section. So for example, as you said, 95 percentile आया, तो 95 percentile पे, if for example, I'm just assuming कि तुम्हारा rank 50 है और rank 1 का कुछ अलग marks है. So if तुम्हारे दोनों के marks में around 10 marks का difference है, so वो 10 marks का difference कहाँ है? You ask that guy and you'll figure out कि वो 10 marks का difference क्या है, and that is the way you'll stay in the path of preparation. You'll get motivated, and also competitive spirit बना रहेगा. And you can also talk to those guys who are preparing with you and compare your scores and learn together and work on your weaker areas. I think that should answer your question. And Deepen is asking how to analyze abstract reasoning. So the only way to analyze abstract reasoning is that once you see any question, so there are a couple of patterns of abstract reasoning. Once you cover all the patterns, what you have to see is कोई भी abstract reasoning question को 15 seconds से ज़्यादा आपको 15 second का एक time limit होगा, 15 to 30 seconds. इस time limit में आपको decide करना है कि ये question करना है या नहीं करना. So while analyzing, आप रफ शीट, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट में तो रफ शीट नहीं रहता है, एंड वर्बल में भी रफ शीट यूज नहीं होता है. सो जब एनालाइज कर रहे हो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग में, आप हर क्वेश्चन को कितने सेकंड्स दिए वो नोटिस करो. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर कोई एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग क्वेश्चन है विच इज वेरी इजी बट क्लिक नहीं हुआ, एंड यू ट्राइड इट 2 or 3 times, एंड यू विल फिगर आउट कि यार यहाँ पे तुमने 2 minutes दिया एक क्वेश्चन को जो 30 seconds में सॉल्व हो सकता था. सो हर एक क्वेश्चन में आपको डिसाइड करना है कि कौन से कितना सेकंड्स मैंने इसको दिया है, कितना मिनट देने के बाद में मुझे क्लिक हुआ. तो जो क्वेश्चन को आप मोर देन 30 मिनट्स दे रहे हो, यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस अ लॉट मोर ऑफ दोस पैटर्न का क्वेश्चन स्पेसिफिकली. वो पैटर्न के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करोगे तो स्लोली स्लोली स्पीड टाइम डिक्रीज होगा. सो द ओनली वे यू कैन इम्प्रूव इन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट इज बाय प्रैक्टिसिंग अ लॉट ऑफ एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रीजनिंग, क्योंकि उसमें कोई कॉन्सेप्ट एज सच होता नहीं है. देयर इज नथिंग, यू जस्ट हैव टू solve. If you solve 1000 abstract reasoning question, obviously you can solve 20 in 25 in CET exam. It would be a piece of cake and you might even solve it in 12 minutes. But at the same time, a same guy with same intellectual ability can solve those 25 questions in 30 minutes. So the difference is the practice, right? So analyze kitna time diya hai per question, and depending upon that, reduce your time. Practice more of those particular kind of questions which you are spending a lot of time.
Yeah, for abstract, I used to solve around 50 to 60 questions every day from R.D. Sharma. So you can do that. It makes it a lot easier. It becomes very easy. And this is, I think, Shreekanth's covered everything that is needed. Roshan was asked, just give me a fifth mock. Abstract is consistently 21 plus. Should I give more time or use it somewhere else? You can't look at one section on its own. You have to look at an overall thing. If you're taking 21, if you're getting 21 plus but taking around 15 minutes, then it's great. If you're taking around 30 minutes, then you need to become faster on that. And plus, you need to think about where else you can use that time. If you are able to use it, if other sections are also optimized, then I mean, you'll have to work on something else, right? You'll have to figure out what is going wrong. So don't think of it as only one section. Do the mark per minute analysis. And Shreekanth and I have a video on this also. If you watch our second webinar, you'll find timestamps in the bottom. You just look at the marks per minute and look at the Excel analysis. You'll get all the answers you need for this.
You can also check our video title, how to analyze your mock. So I guess that is the title of our video.
Yes. That's also fine. And how much Sanket has asked how much time it takes to improve puzzles, so that at least moderate level can be solved. I think here is just practice. It's not about how much time you take. I used to solve 5 sets a day. This is after I've taken around, I think, 20 mocks. I used to do around 5 mocks a day. So you can imagine how much effort it takes. And again, the puzzle king is Shreekanth. He used to attempt puzzles first because he used to get it right. He used to get it wrong. So Shreekanth,
what I'd like to add, Sanket, over here is I have a simple strategy. So for a lot of TTP students, I have also mentioned this to them to follow. What I generally tell them is to solve around 5 puzzles every day, 5 RCs every day, and 5 DI sets every day. So for me, saying to solve 5, मतलब मैं अगर बोलता हूँ कि 5 puzzle कर ले, 5 RC कर ले और 5 DI कर ले, तो बोलना बहुत आसान है. But when you actually open pen and paper and actually solve 5 DI sets now, it will at least take you around 2 hours. क्योंकि एक DI सेट करने को आपको 10 से 15 मिनट लग सकते हैं, तो आप 5 करने जाओगे तो 2 घंटा लगेगा. उसके बाद में आपको 5 RC भी करने और 5 puzzles भी करना. तो ओवरऑल दिस टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज कि पहले धीरे से स्टार्ट करो. सो 2 puzzles every day, 2 RC every day and 2 DI sets every day. तो आप इसको ब्रेकफास्ट, लंच एंड डिनर के बाद भी कर सकते हो या पहले भी कर सकते हो, जो टैबलेट लेते हैं डॉक्टर वैसे. You can do it this way. It would take around half an hour to 45 minutes at first. After that, slowly move on to increase the number. So 3 DI sets, 3 puzzles and 3 abstract reasoning करो. तो इससे होगा ये कि आप जब 3 puzzles करोगे तो आपका ओवरऑल LR का काइंड ऑफ एक वे में होलिस्टिकली थोड़ा इंप्रूवमेंट होगा, क्योंकि प्रैक्टिस होगा. तो DI में अगर ब्लड रिलेशन है या सर्कुलर अरेंजमेंट्स है तो लॉजिकल एबिलिटी टेस्ट होगा. अगेन 3 RC अगर सॉल्व करोगे तो आपका रीडिंग एबिलिटी इंप्रूव होगा, कॉम्प्रिहेंशन इंप्रूव होगा, इन्फरेंस इंप्रूव होगा. एंड वंस यू रीड एन RC तो उसका आंसर्स आप जब समझोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि उसमें आपने जो इन्फर किया वो सही है या गलत है. तो आपका रीडिंग एबिलिटी, वर्बल एबिलिटी इंप्रूव होगा. थर्ड, DI सेट सॉल्व करोगे तो आपको कैलकुलेशन इंप्रूव होगा, प्लस आपका क्वांट्स का भी एक जनरलिस्टिक अप्रोच से पूरा ओवरऑल होलिस्टिकली कवर हो जाएगा प्रिपरेशन. So follow this and slowly if you can improve this तो better रहेगा. And since you have asked only for puzzles, तो आपको simple answer देता हूँ संकेत. मैंने around 60 marks दिया या 50 marks अगर मैं देता हूँ, मैं मेरा पर्सनल एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. अगर मैंने 50 marks दिए है और हर mark में let's say 5 puzzles है, तो 250 puzzles solve करने के बाद में मेरे को बहुत अच्छा स्कोर आ गया, ये मैं बोल सकता हूँ. तो आप खुद एक टारगेट रख लो कि मुझे 250 पजल सॉल्व करना है. आप 250 पजल से 200 पजल्स आप ही देख लो आप कब तक सॉल्व कर सकते हो. लाइक इन अ वीक आप अगर 5 मॉक्स देते हो तो इन अ वीक अगर 5 मॉक्स दे देते हो तो उसमें कितना 25 पजल सॉल्व हो जाएगा, राइट? तो वैसे ही आप देते जाओ, आप हर दिन 3 to 4 पजल्स जितना भी हो सॉल्व करते जाओ. तो एक बॉल पार्क नंबर में बोलूंगा, इफ यू सॉल्व 100 or 200 plus puzzles now, then I think you are decently in a good position and you will see an improvement in your scores.
Yeah, it's only about practice. I mean, just
Yeah.
that one, the simplest thing
And
that we can
also,
always answer is that.
yeah, one more part is that we have a video. Anay and Vidhan have made a video on how to select puzzles. So that is something very important because as I mentioned just now, कि मैंने मेरे CET एग्जाम में 60th मिनट मार्क के बाद में डिसाइड किया था कि एक पजल नहीं करूँ, जबकि वो पजल मुझे आता था, बट मुझे पता था कि मेरे 10 मिनट्स जाएंगे क्योंकि मेरा उतना उसमें प्रैक्टिस नहीं था. तो वो 10 मिनट्स अगर मैं दे देता जस्ट बिकॉज मुझे आता है तो मेरा क्वांट सेक्शन पूरा लाइक स्क्रू अप हो जाता एंड आई वुडंट बी हियर, लाइक JBIMS में भी ना होता बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रीजन. सो मेक श्योर कि ये जो हमने वीडियो बनाया है हाउ टू सेलेक्ट द पजल इज आल्सो इक्वली एज इम्पोर्टेंट. सो गो थ्रू दैट वीडियो एंड यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से.
Right. What is the strategy? Mayank is asking, what is the strategy and what should it be for last year's jumbled up paper? So I'll just answer this in short. My strategy used to be to solve everything that I was strong in and everything that I was fast at first. So I would first start off with abstract, finish off everything. I would first start off with the logical easy questions, finish off all of that. Then abstract easy questions, then verbal, complete all of it. Then move on to quant tough, quant easy, quant tough puzzles. Like I used to do it in a scale that it used to go from easier to harder. And the reason I did this was because I thought that if I'm getting easier marks first, I'll be able to do this faster. And my aim used to be to solve around 100 questions in the first 60 minutes. Because if I'm able to do that, then I'm left with 100 questions in the next 90 minutes. That becomes a much better thing. Now, I don't think I've ever done 100 questions in 60 minutes, but I would have reached around 80 to 90 in a lot of exams. And that also sets a very good tone for entire paper. Now, if it was jumbled, the only reason I mentioned why I used to do easiest to hardest is because if it was jumbled, I would do the same. I would take the easiest questions, find out which were the easiest ones, and then go for it. Now, this is easy for us to say, but we know that we've put in efforts to find out what an easy question is. And you need to put in those efforts yourself. In our course, we explain each and every time which question is easy. We explain our exact approach to a question. That if we see a question, do we think this is nice or do we think it's difficult? And you can develop it yourself as well. You just have to put in a lot of hours of practice. You keep doing it over time. We've given a shorter method of doing it, so you can follow that. But the idea is to figure out how to easily attempt questions or how to select an easy question. Because as Shreekanth mentioned, you don't want to select a set or a question that takes a much longer time and then mess up your entire paper. You know, lots of students who have scored very well in mocks, but then on the final day they've made this selection mistake and not scored nicely there and missed out on JBIMS. So in that sense, selection is the most important thing. But yeah, that is what my strategy was and what it would be. In fact, Shreekanth and I even took CT 2021 and we did quite well considering. I mean, Shreekanth didn't mark any answers, but when he had attempted questions, we were quite confident about it being pretty easy because we were ready for a paper like that. We had the same strategy in mind. Shreekanth,
just to give you an example about the paper, I actually had a rough sheet wherein I was writing each and every question. Like मैंने 1 से लेकर 200 तक पूरा एक rough sheet में लिखा था. I wrote every question from which section and from which topic. And uske aage I made a column of easy, medium, and hard. So I was going to rank every question from 1 to 200 from easy, medium to hard. So मैंने start किया. So from first questions to 52nd, 53rd question, एक भी question hard नहीं था. Every question was easy. And I'm not saying कि like since I got 99.96 इसीलिए मैं easy बोल रहा हूँ. अगर मैं just मतलब if I go back to my time when I started preparing, तभी के जो solved examples मैंने सीखे जिस solved examples से, वो solved example level के easy questions थे, and I don't think people who have seriously prepared for CET would deny that. Like ऐसा नहीं है कि we have prepared a lot, but I can vouch for it कि एक भी question from 1 to 200 wasn't a hard question. It might be out of syllabus, maybe couple of questions like 5 to 10 questions at max out of syllabus होगा, but hard questions कोई भी नहीं था, but some questions would take a lot of time. And to our surprise, even while the 6 of us made this course, हमको अंकित, for example, अंकित rank 2 आने के बाद भी he didn't know that कुछ questions को easier way में किया जा सकता है. So as I mentioned, you should know कि कौन से question को easier way में solve करना चाहिए, कौन से questions को छोड़ देना चाहिए. So कुछ questions मैंने छोड़ दिए थे जो मुझे लगा ज्यादा time लेंगे, but I didn't knew there was a shorter way, which these guys knew. तो ऐसे हमने सब जो भी हमारा ideas है about different questions or the shorter ways for each and every question we have collated in our course. So I think everyone who has our course should go through these videos properly, because each and every line or each and every word which we are saying, each and every minute in that video has some information which is helpful for your preparation. So it is an outcome of what all efforts we have done. So I myself have given 2 years. Anay has given 1 year, जो भी है 6-7 months, and Harsh has given. तो हम लोग का cumulative years का experience इसमें है. So definitely go through each and every of thing. ध्यान से देखोगे तो you'll learn a lot from that.
Just one word of caution, guys. Irrespective of which course you buy, you need to keep in mind that it's your own hard work that matters. Even if you watch our video 10 times, if you are not putting the hours that are required for practice, it is not going to help you out. So that's why we only want the serious aspirants who are there in our course, because that's what we are looking for. If you're serious about getting through JBIMS and if you're willing to put in the hard work needed for it, please feel free to get through this, because that's what is needed for, and that's the hard work that is required for this. But I will take a couple of other questions as soon. So Rohan, we only have CT 22 options right now. For CT 2023, I'd suggest just studying on your own, completing syllabus right now. Once CT
wait until
done,
June. Until June 2022, and after that, maybe we'll decide on that.
Right. Aditya is asking how to solve RC fast. So the funny thing about this is one of my mentors, Shashank Prabhu, he scored rank 1. He scored rank 1 in CET multiple times. He never reads RCs. He directly solves the questions, seeing that and putting his opinion. And you get that confidence only when you've read a lot, right? So the easiest way to solve RC fast would be to see the questions, go back to the passage and mark answers. That's what I did in CET 2021. I was literally seeing where the question is, seeing the same sentence, looking for the same phrase in the passage and marking the answer that I found over there. I was able to solve each and every one of them. I don't think there's any other way to accurately solve RCs. And उस टाइम तो इतना easy था, मतलब वो लोग ने full forms पूछे थे, तो full form का तो direct वहाँ पे लिख दिया था. So it was a very easy thing. CET में RCs बहुत easy होते हैं, वो आराम से कर सकते हैं. And when it comes to grammar rules, since we are talking on the topic of RCs, on verbal grammar rules, there is a list that you'll get online. You just have to Google grammar rules list.
It's actually on our concept builder test in the login ID of the top percentile course. Right. So if you go through that, there is the list of all the grammar rules. Apart from that, there is a list of why are these grammar rules such as that, and what are the different types of nouns, prepositions, etc. So there is a concept builder for this particular reason, and also there are practice tests for it. So a tip would be to cover all this if you can, and that would really help you to get your score.
Yeah, and the idea is to remember these rules as much as possible, because वो याद रह जाते तो exam में automatically काम आ जाते हैं.
And also one small thing is you don't have to fear कि यार मेरे को grammar rules याद करने हैं etc. So if you see, आप अगर 10 mock दे दोगे या 5 mock भी दोगे और 5 mock में आप go through कर लो, around 5 to 6 majorly यही rules है जो बार बार repeated होता है. So once you're done with the rules, तो वही repeat होने वाला है वापस. तो mocks जितना दोगे उससे वही help होगा.
And the thing is, हमें पता है कौन से rules है ये, but we purposely don't mention it because we want you to put in the hard work. कुछ अलग आ गया तो फिर वापस you need to be prepared for that. And it's very easy to figure this out. 10 mock ले ले तो पता चल जाते हैं कौन से, बस वो पढ़ते जाओ बराबर से, हो जाएगा.
Nice. So
there's a very different question here. Thoughts on UPSC prep with CET prep? अब ये तो I mean, Pratik, I think you need to know what you want to do from life, what you want from life. If you are thinking of doing an MBA, then just stick to that. If you want to go for UPSC, you need to stick to that, because that's a huge amount of hard work that it takes to get through that. ऐसे half-heartedly दोनों साइड करके फायदा नहीं है. वैसे CET prep is much easier than UPSC prep because it's more aptitude based and more practice based. So अगर करना है तो कर सकते हो, but I would still suggest figuring out what you want and how you want to go about life. That is more important, I think. But I'm assuming you are doing this because UPSC is tough, so you just want to back up with CET.
So what I think about this question is like I've thought about all these exams and everything. So, and even in our batch, there are people like Pradyumna is the one who gave UPSC and RBI grade B, and then for backup he gave CET and eventually ended up in JBIMS. Even in 2018, Divya Biyani, who was rank 1, she was also preparing for UPSC. So my 2 cents or my opinion on this particular exam is that what is the reason for which you are giving UPSC? So is it for, for the sake of the society, or you want to change lives of some people, or etc.? If it is for that cause, then definitely you should prepare for it. But if it is like I have heard a lot of people that the life is good, you get paid enough, etc., etc. And if that is your motivation, then I would suggest go for an MBA, because your life would be better if you're doing an MBA, because a UPSC guy will have to, think about an entire district and, work for it. So there are lots and ups and downs. Yes, the work is very good, the status is very good, the power is very good, but at the same time you have to think in a way ki, where do you see yourself? Are you seeing yourself ki you are helping other people live their life peacefully, or do you want to live your life peacefully? Like, is money a factor or not a factor for you? If it is, then you should definitely go for an MBA, because मतलब तुम्हारी life बहुत अच्छी होने वाली है. But you can't, compare ये दोनों exams को बिल्कुल भी. But for backup, जो लोग RBI, grade B and everything देते हैं, they also give CET. So I don't think आप मतलब UPSC की प्रिपरेशन करते करते CET का करना चाहिए. CET का तो अभी 2 months का प्रिपरेशन है. सो जो भी एप्टीट्यूड का UPSC के में होता है, उससे आप थोड़ा एप्टीट्यूड का कवर में भी कर सकते हो. But at the same time, once you come into college, and then if you're like thinking of preparing for UPSC, then first of all, best of luck, because बहुत होता है काम MBA college में. It is very difficult to take out time. और ऐसा ना हो जाए कि आपने 2 साल कॉलेज में आने के बाद UPSC को प्रिपेयर किया, टाइम निकाल के, एंड इवेंचुअली आफ्टर 2 years यू रियलाइज कि शिट यार, मेरा तो ये भी नहीं हुआ और मैंने कॉलेज में ठीक से ध्यान भी नहीं दिया. सो इट कुड बैकफायर. So it is good if you clear your mentality right now and then decide what to do exactly. And you can also ask to mentors also. मतलब अगर कोई आपको जान पहचान में है जो कर रहा है ये, उससे भी आप पूछोगे तो उसका पर्सपेक्टिव लोगे तो ज्यादा बेटर होगा. So as I mentioned, Pradyumna is the guy who is placed with me in the same company. So if you want, you can connect with me. Maybe I'll give you a deeper answer with deeper insights later on.
Maybe you should make a video on this, because it's quite an interesting case. Uska interview le lete. It seems quite interesting.
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. But Dev Shankar has asked a really nice question here. As online classes going on, I'm getting extra 2 to 3 hours. Should I use it for CET prep, or should I do some courses? Now, the reason I find this interesting is because we were actually thinking of making a video on how to utilize your time before an MBA. Because we feel that most people who are thinking of doing an MBA have their priorities misaligned, where they are not prepared for the exact jobs and what exactly is demanded of them in organizations once they come. So ऐसा लगता है कि बस JB पहुंच गया तो हो जाएगा. And हाँ, to an extent it is true, but you can do a lot better if you know what you want. Like, you can do a lot better if you know what exactly, which field you want, which companies you want to go for. वो clarity रहता है तो ज़्यादा अच्छा हो जाता है. So in that sense, I would suggest you to explore courses a little bit. Do finance courses, read about finance, do marketing courses, do ops courses. अरे कर लो. You want to have a slight opinion before you even go for the summer placements. तो थोड़ा तो आइडिया होना चाहिए कि क्या करना है. नॉट कि समर प्लेसमेंट हो गया, 2 महीने डाल दिया, उसके बाद डिसाइड करना है कि यार कौन सा स्पेशलाइजेशन करना है. स्पेशलाइजेशन इज a minor decision compared to everything else that you do. Like, when I say minor, it's a very big decision, but in comparison to other things, you need to first think of what you like doing. And that starts from now, because it takes time to get to that decision. So my suggestion would be definitely that instead of, if you're getting 2-3 hours extra, probably put 1 hour every day for finance and marketing. At least utna to karoge, to at least you'll come to know what you prefer and what you like doing. Shreekanth, anything here?
Yeah, one more thing is that what I would like to add over is कि the people who are coming to JBIMS, so look at it in this way. आप लोग जो भी जितने भी लोग students आते हैं, so we see that हम लोग without GDPI college के अंदर enter करते हैं, right? So if आपको 2-3 hours extra मिल रहा है, so what are the 2 important factors which will play in while you are in JBIMS? One is the summer placement and one is the final placement. Apart from that, competitions वगैरह जो होते हैं वो. तो ये सब में क्या रिक्वायर्ड है, वो हाउ टू एस अ बी प्लान कंपटीशन, कैसे आप कंपटीशन क्रैक करोगे. इफ यू आर गुड एट फाइनेंस, गुड एट मार्केटिंग, दैट इज वन वे, एंड फॉर दैट यू विल हैव टू डू कोर्स एज अनय मेंशन. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, आपका कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स भी बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए. सो वी सी दैट अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, लाइक इफ यू कंपेयर द टॉप बी स्कूल्स, सिंस वहां पे जीडीपी होता है, तो द क्राउड इज अ नॉच हायर, बट आई वुडंट से कि अ लॉट हायर, अ नॉच हायर. बट जो कॉलेज में आके आपको रगड़ाते हैं सीनियर्स या जो भी करता है, आई वुडंट गो इनटू डिटेल ऑफ दैट, बट या they get you prepared for what is coming. But if you are already prepared, you can help your batchmates as well, and you can help your juniors and the people who are preparing along with you. So the overall batch quality would be better. So what I'll suggest is to also work on your communication skills, improve your presentation skills, and also work on subjects such as finance, marketing, which are generally asked in MBA once you get into a college.
It definitely
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah, sorry.
So
Just
we
going through a
have
couple of questions.
Onkar says getting 345 in CMAT 22. What are the chance of JBIMS? So see Onkar, so I wouldn't exactly gauge what percentile you're getting, but to give you an idea, in the last both years, like 2021 and 2020, 99.97 was the cutoff for CMAT. So अगर 345 में इस year आपको 99.97 के ऊपर आ रहा है, then definitely you are going to get into JB. Keeping in mind that your 12th score is higher, because अगर 10 लोग का 99.97 आया तो जिसका 12th का मार्क ज्यादा है उसको better priority मिलता है. So and if you are obviously scoring above 99.97, then you can consider that you are in JBIMS.
Yeah. How do you attempt 170 questions in CET? Matlab, you have to find better ways to solve. Agar you are reaching 140, you need to find better ways to solve questions. 170 तो होनी चाहिए, वो तो हो जाता है. Like towards the end of CET, if you're a serious aspirant, उतना होना ही चाहिए. And this is exactly why, this is exactly why we developed our course, because we knew how to reach this point. We knew how to select questions faster, attempt them faster than the rest, and that's the idea here. So if anything, you need to find better ways to solve questions. That's the big best thing possible.
Yeah, and practice, obviously.
Yeah. Right now, score near 90. How do I go to 140? Again, you need to analyze where you're going wrong. Where are you're leaving 110 marks? 110 marks kahan ja rahe hain? Why are you losing those 110 marks? Is it knowledge or is it silly mistakes? वो करके you need to figure out where to go and then take the score higher. Tanmay, we do have sessions for we don't have doubt sessions. We have more like question sessions that they can ask us anything. These are with our TTP students. We've had, I think, 4 days ago we had a session. 4 or 5 days ago we had a session. Aditya Sridhar and I. We spoke for around 2 hours with our students, just talking about whatever was going on. Jo bhi prep ka question the, like any question that they had, they could tell about their mock scores. They could talk about any difficulty that they have in a certain topic also, and we used to discuss that and discuss how to go about it at least. So even when it was related to strategy, we used to do that. Now, in the coming few days, we're planning to keep sessions on individual things. For example, how to pick, like as the date comes nearer, we'll be taking sessions on how to pick your own strategy, and how many mocks you should be taking, or how to select the order of sections, etc. How to mark flukes, lots of these things which would not be on a YouTube channel, because it's easier to explain to students who have prepared and have come, and they'll know the stuff there. So, and since we already have a rapport with them, it makes it a lot easier. So we will be doing a lot of these sessions soon.
Yeah. Aditya, to make a video on solving puzzles, so it is already in our course. Like if you purchase our course, there is several videos of how to solve different kinds of puzzles, and not only puzzles but other section as well, where in which you might be weak in, or if you're strong at it, there might be a better way to solve that question. So it's already in our course. You can go and check it out.
Yeah, our RCs and CT as lengthy as they are, and mocks depends on which mocks you take, but even if it's lengthy, the questions are pretty straightforward and easy. So we've already answered this here. But yeah.
One small thing is that, as Anay mentioned, so even as a topper, you didn't used to read the entire RC. So आप first RC को ही बिना पढ़े सीधा question से करोगे तो नहीं होगा. So you'll have to practice, as I mentioned, practice 3 RCs every day. 5 days के बाद आप खुद बोर हो जाओगे RC read करते रहते. You will solve the questions first and then read the RC again. So and also one more important thing over here is, you don't have to get 10 out of 10 in any RC. Yeah, 7 out of 7 in any RC. I think that is also another key over here. कि अगर तुमको कोई क्वेश्चन डिफिकल्ट लगता है, देन ऑल्सो लर्न टू लीव, क्योंकि आरसी ऐसा क्वेश्चन है जहाँ पे इन्फरेंस का अगर एक क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, एंड यू आर थिंकिंग एंड थिंकिंग एंड थिंकिंग, मतलब सिर्फ वो एक सेंटेंस देख के यहाँ देखा और आप सोच रहे हो, तो सोचते सोचते हमारा 2 मिनट निकल जाता है, एंड 2 मिनट्स यू कांट स्पेंड फॉर अ क्वेश्चन. So it's good to skim the questions and also keep in mind कि आपको 100 on 100 RCA में नहीं score करना है. Even if you get a 80% accuracy, that is very good. I just wanted to add this.
Oh, Himanshu, I'm really sorry. I put you in timeout by mistake. I tapped the wrong button. But your question is about cracking CET from right now, and yeah, you definitely can. 65 days, 65, 70 days, jitna bhi hai, it is lesser than what others have. But at the same time, I feel like if you are putting the effort needed from now on, it is going to definitely be possible. You just need to put in a lot of hard work. Like it's a huge
So,
amount because you'll be covering the syllabus. That will take around the first month, and उसके बाद you'll be taking mocks. आराम
so
से कर सकते हैं.
Himanshu,
हाँ.
like सब कुछ भूल जाओ prepare. So just to give you a couple of examples. So मेरा example ही ले लो. मैंने 32 days में 99.83 लाया है. I have given 62, 64 mocks in 32 days. So वो लाने के बाद obviously I didn't get into JB, but the score is something good. और आपके पास तो मेरे पास जितना days था उसका double days था. So you have more time with you. And also there are at least, in the top 50 or in the top 40, there are at least 4 to 5 people जो अभी prepare करके like in 30 days or 2 months actually JB आते हैं, and that is true. We are मतलब sitting with those guys या वो हमारे friends है, तो मैं जानता हूँ ऐसे लोग आते हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब it is not possible. It is definitely possible and every year it is possible. हमारे बैच में भी था ऐसे लोग, जूनियर बैच में भी है. मे बी आप अगले बैच में आओगे तो आप वो लोगों में काउंट किया करे जाओगे. सो इट इज पॉसिबल. जस्ट कीप योर मोटिवेशन लेवल हाई, कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल हायर, एंड कंसिस्टेंटली प्रैक्टिस अ लॉट. लाइक सब कुछ भूल जाओ और सिर्फ हार्ड वर्क करो. जितना टाइम मिल सकता है, जितना टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो उतना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करो और करते रहो हार्ड. दैट इज द ओनली थिंग. If you have a
Sonu,
mentor
sorry.
as well, a mentor would also definitely help. So if you can join our one-on-one mentorship, that would be even better because we will guide you particularly. हम लोग आपको एक path दे देंगे basically. आपके पास path है, उसके ऊपर आप work करोगे तो आपको required result मिलेगा. नहीं करोगे तो obviously किसी को भी नहीं मिलता है. Yeah, Anay.
Sonu Yadav, you want so for investment banking mainly or any company, any finance, you just need to have domain knowledge. That's the only thing I'd like to say because मेरा जो JP Morgan का interview जो था, they were directly asking questions that they expected you to know as if you are a first year analyst in the firm. They were directly asking you ratios, proper second level questions. They needed finance on your CV. वो सब चाहिए था उनको. And उसके बाद they trained us for a month before the internship started. And the first week of an internship was training again. तो वो training बहुत देते हैं, but before all this also during the interview, they expect you to know a lot of stuff. So the best thing I can say is domain knowledge. Increase your domain knowledge. You need to know finance very properly. You need to know valuation. Depends on whichever thing you want to go for valuation. If it's credit, then credit. जो करना है, everything you need to know properly. But वो ratios and statements बहुत अच्छे से you need to know.
As I'm saying, strategies for mixed pattern, please can you make a video about it? Yeah, so okay, I'll make a video about. So I'm guessing you're talking about the 2021 pattern. So I'll make a couple of ways on how you can solve the 2021 pattern, and I'll upload it soon enough. Aman has a message for you, Anay. He says that.
Yeah, I read that. Thanks, Aman.
Nice. By the way, Aman
Yeah,
is
no fighting.
he's in JBIMS. He's our junior.
Yeah. My senior also, but junior.
Yeah.
Very confused. But
You can check out his video on our YouTube as well.
yeah, he's actually helped a lot, and Aman, we need to make that Excel video also. He has actually helped a lot with his in that interview. You definitely need to see it. He had made his own Excel sheet regarding the entire prep, and just watch it. We have 2 videos. It's around 20 minutes each, around 40 minutes का total interview है. अच्छा है. He's one of the good, like one of the smart toppers in this batch. So देख लो बराबर से. He's done really
Yeah,
well.
you can actually, I suggest to go through apart from Aman's video, also go through all the videos. Like Aman ka video देखो, दूसरा का video देखो. There you will find some guy who is like similar to you. Like जो भी prepare कर रहा है, हमने जितने भी toppers के video लिए हैं, एक टॉपर तो ऐसा लगेगा जिससे आप रिलेट कर पाओगे. एंड वंस यू रिलेट विद अ पर्टिकुलर टॉपर, उससे हमने जो भी क्वेश्चंस पूछे, यू कैन एमुलेट व्हाट ही हैज डन in his preparation, and you can add on something on from your side as well and work on it. So resources hai, use the resources properly for your benefits.
How do you build profile while in college if the profile is extremely bad? I think you start small, like you start with one step. You need to start. So internships might not be possible for everyone, but knowledge is, because that is freely available online. And secondly, certifications are also available. But do not do so many certifications that your profile only becomes certificates. You need to do certificates only to gain knowledge, and then you apply for internships. You do this through either your friends, family, कोई भी contact रहेगा, कहीं से तो करके करना ही पड़ेगा. You can start applying. You can start taking part in case competitions जो online होते हैं. You get a lot of them before an MBA also. It is not only MBA case competitions. उसके पहले भी बहुत होते हैं. Undergrad colleges में ये होते हैं competitions. वो सब करो. Make different things on your CV. Just remember that your CV will have lines around 60 to 70 lines, and each line will be vetted, and you need proof for each and everything. So you just need to keep in mind that it has to be valuable to put in that 60 to 70 lines. Many people are not able to finish those 60, 70 lines. So if your profile is bad right now, you need to start working on it. And that's what you need to do right now. Like just start off one thing at a time. And yeah, just start small. Pehle knowledge karo, फिर internship वाले see what happen when you go to apply for an internship. Those guys themselves will see that you have information, that you have the knowledge needed. Then they will be think, अच्छा इसको training करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सीधा काम पे लगा देते हैं, ये काम करके मदद कर लेगा. But if you don't have knowledge, them teaching you will be very difficult. That's why I'm saying start off with that. It doesn't matter which company it is. It doesn't need to be a brand name, but you need some things on your CV that showcase that. Dipen, I'll be making a video on how to select specializations. It is in our list. Please don't worry about it. Okay.
Prathamesh has asked how to go for verbal, scoring between 20 to 25, getting stuck on paragraphs and vocab. So, TK, get ready for one more long answer. So Prathamesh, basically, in verbal, you have to figure out what are the type of questions you are going to attempt. So, I generally distribute every question in verbal in 3 different formats. So, one is a fact-based question. For example, a grammar rule question, an error based question, match the following question, vocab based question, antonym synonyms. These are fact based questions, sentence connectors. So अभी जितने भी टॉपिक्स के मैंने नाम लिए, ये सारे क्वेश्चन आप सॉल्व करोगे ना, तो आपको सिंपल उसमें इतना पता चलेगा कि ग्रामर रूल अगर आपको आता था तो आप ये सॉल्व कर पाते, नहीं आता तो आप नहीं सॉल्व कर सकते. वोकैब वर्ड का मीनिंग अगर आपको आता है तो आप सॉल्व कर सकते हो, नहीं आता तो आप वहां बैठ के सोच नहीं सकते या कोई फॉर्मूला लगा के आंसर निकाल नहीं सकते. इट्स अ फैक्ट बेस्ड थिंग. अगर आपको फैक्ट पता है तो आंसर आएगा. अनदर पार्ट ऑफ अ वर्बल क्वेश्चन इज एन इन्फरेंस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, जैसे आरसीज होते हैं और पैराजिम्बल्स होते हैं, जहां पे आपको पूरा रीड करके आइडेंटिफाई करना होता है कि व्हाट द ऑथर इज ट्राइंग टू से एग्जैक्टली. सो दैट इज एन इन्फरेंस. उसके बाद में एक और टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आते हैं जो क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग टाइप के क्वेश्चंस है, व्हिच आर बेसिकली इन्फरेंस प्लस assumption. So you have to read a passage, you make an inference out of it, and then you have to make an assumption if it is a strong statement or a weaker statement or a strong argument or a weaker argument, or what could be the course of action. So these are the 3 parts basically. And then इसके बाद में you have to see कि आप कौन सा part strong कर सकते हो. So for me, I used to attempt the fact based and inference based वाले questions. Inference plus assumption वाला मैं हमेशा गलत करता था, तो मैंने उसको completely छोड़ दिया. How will you develop your fact based questions? By going through the grammar rules and the concept builders which we are there in our course, and solving a lot of practice tests. So आप अगर 10 मॉक दे दोगे कोई भी मॉक सीरीज के, आप रियलाइज करोगे कि वर्बल के जो 50 क्वेश्चंस है, सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ रूल्स और सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ फैक्ट्स के ऊपर ही पूछा जा रहा है. सो वंस यू गेट फेमिलियराइज्ड विद ऑल द फैक्ट्स, यू कैन स्कोर अ गुड नंबर ओवर देयर. उसके बाद में इन्फरेंस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, यू स्लोली डेवलप रीडिंग एबिलिटी. So there was one more question by Aditya saying, can you read Hindu editorial to improve your vocabulary and etc etc. So Aditya, a short answer for this would be कि हिंदू एडिटोरियल आप पढ़ लोगे, पढ़ने के बाद में वो आर्टिकल का इन्फरेंस आपने जो समझा है, क्या वो इन्फरेंस सही है या गलत है, ये आपको कौन बताएगा. लाइक मैंने एक आर्टिकल पढ़ा और मुझे उसमें से कुछ समझा, बट मैंने जो समझा वो सही है या गलत है, वो आई डोंट नो ना कि वो सही है या गलत है. व्हेन विल आई नो कि वो सही है गलत है? जब आई गो थ्रू एन आरसी. एक आरसी का मैं जब पैराग्राफ पढ़ता हूँ या एडिटोरियल पढ़ता हूँ, उसके बाद क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करता हूँ, तब मुझे समझ में आता है कि भाई मैंने जो इन्फर किया है वो सही है या गलत है. क्योंकि वहां पे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, ऑप्शंस होते हैं, मैंने गलत ऑप्शन टिक किया तो मुझे ऑब्वियसली पता चला कि यार मैंने गलत इन्फर किया. So I would suggest solve 3 RCs every day rather than going and reading a editorial. एंड ऑल्सो आरसी आप रीड करोगे तो उसमें क्वेश्चंस में ही वोकैबुलरी वर्ड्स पूछ लेते, तो आपको वर्ड्स का भी प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगा. एंड सेम इज द आंसर फॉर प्रथमेश एज वेल. This is how you improve your inference based questions. Apart from this, one more key thing over here is कि जो fact based questions होते हैं, make sure you are attempting these questions in less than 10 seconds. When I say less than 10 seconds sounds weird. मतलब अगर एक vocab word है, आप अगर जाके देखोगे vocab words, grammatical errors, sentence connectors, close test और match the colon, ये सारे questions के around 20 questions होते हैं. ये 20 questions को 5-10 मिनट में मैक्स सॉल्व कर लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आपको आंसर आता है तो आता है, नहीं तो नहीं. बट इफ यू गो एंड लुक एट इट नाउ व्हाइल यू आर एनालाइजिंग, लाइक आई कैन गिव यू माय एग्जांपल. तो मैं एक एक क्वेश्चन को 2-2 मिनट देता था या 1 to 1.5 मिनट देता था. सो दीज 20 फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस यूज्ड टू टेक अराउंड 20 to 25 मिनट्स फ्रॉम मी. एंड उसमें भी मेरा अराउंड 40% या 50% एक्यूरेसी रहता था, बिकॉज आई डिड नॉट न्यू द फैक्ट्स इटसेल्फ. तो पॉइंट ये है कि अगर फैक्ट पता है तो 10 सेकेंड में आंसर कर सकते हो, अगर नहीं पता है तो 10 सेकेंड के 10 मिनट भी दोगे ना, तो आप वोकैब वर्ड का मीनिंग बैठे बैठे करेक्ट कर ही नहीं सकते, बिकॉज आपको नहीं आता है. वो लोग बोलते हैं कि नेगेटिव वर्ड है, पॉजिटिव वर्ड है, ये सोच के आप आंसर टिक करोगे. इट विल ओनली, मतलब आपका टाइम जाएगा, प्रोबेबिलिटी थोड़ा इम्प्रूव होगा, बट इतना भी इम्प्रूव नहीं होगा. मैक्स टू मैक्स 50% होगा. सो देयर इज स्टिल 50% चांस ऑफ गेटिंग द क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग. सो डिफाइन कौन से क्वेश्चन को कितना टाइम देना है, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, एंड क्वेश्चन कौन से क्वेश्चंस को ज्यादा टाइम देना है, विच आर द इन्फ्लुएंस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. एंड ट्राई टू कवर योर वर्बल, एंटायर वर्बल इन 30 to 35 मिनट्स एट मैक्स. उसमें आप 30 to 35 प्लस स्कोर कर सकते हो. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, सॉल्व ईच एंड एवरी सेक्शनल टेस्ट विच यू हैव फॉर वर्बल, प्रथमेश. दैट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू अ लॉट. एंड मेक अ नोट ऑफ ऑल द ग्रामर रूल्स एंड द क्वेश्चंस which you are mistaking. Also, peer learning is also an important factor. If you compare your verbal score with other guys' verbal score, you will realize कि यार इसने क्या क्या करेक्ट किया और आपने क्या क्या गलत किया, और वो उसने अगर करेक्ट किया तो क्यों करेक्ट किया. क्या वो बचपन से शेक्सपियर जैसे नॉवेल पढ़ता था, या उसने कुछ अलग करके प्रैक्टिस करके वो एक्वायर किया. सो वंस यू गेट टू नो दैट गाय, गेट टू नो हाउ ही हैज इम्प्रूव्ड, you will have a path for yourself also to how to improve. So don't be clueless and randomly work in a way. Get an idea where you have to improve, and that is how you improve your score in verbal. Similar, you can think about cons as well. उसमें भी आप ऐसे improve कर सकते हो. So I think that should answer your question.
It's very, very thorough, Shreekanth. Nice. The top test providers, Test Panda, we suggest usually IMS, because IMS has all the toppers usually take IMS, तो वहाँ पे tough होते हैं, but वो ranking का फायदा हो जाता है IMS में. So IMS
three test series are very good. One is IMS, Time, and Test Panda. I think these three cover generally each and every part of every mock, like easy से लेके difficult.
Aman.
So
I am
cool.
no longer in Goa. The starry photo is actually from Norway. I spent वहाँ पे मिल्की वे देख रहा था, इसके लिए वहाँ से आया है. But
nice.
Any guess?
So I think we can wrap up for today. Maybe
yes.
We can cover the other doubts in couple of days later. We'll also come again live. I'll also encourage you and your friends to call them as well to join our live video. And also I'd request you to like the video so that it reaches to a lot of people. The whole point of making all these videos, of putting in efforts, is for the betterment of all the CET aspirants of the entire Maharashtra state. Obviously, we want the best students in JBIMS, and we want to get them prepared in a way by putting in efforts. So because JB ने हमको इतना दिया, तो we also want to give back to JBIMS. So it's our duty, and that is the reason why we're doing it. And we'll appreciate if you like this video and share it with your friends, because it is eventually going to help a lot of CET aspirants. So thank you for watching our video, and that is it from our side, I guess. Anay, you want to add anything?
Yes, perfect. I think it's the right way of signing off. It's perfect. Don't want to add anything. Yeah.
Sure, then.